Hello, beautiful ones. Hi. So this video is about presence over perfection. And yet I find myself fussing about all the ways in which I am not perfect in how I show up in this video. You know, really noticing that irony, that invitation for me in this exact topic as I'm really tuning into it, because as I come to talk to you about presence over perfection, here I am in my day, which, much like yours, I'm sure, is full of glorious messiness, you know, of family life, where this little pocket of time has come open, where I have something in my heart I want to come and share with you, and this space is here, and yet I find myself sat in my healing room, which is got our beautiful cat on the floor, amongst all this lovely like streaks of rainbow lights coming through a crystal on the window, which feels perfect, you know, feels like I want to show you. And then there's, in contrast to that, me noticing that I'm wearing this old jumper, which actually I love this jumper, right? I love the colours, and everyone always compliments when I come on wearing this jumper because I love the vibrancy. And you might not even be able to see the detail much on the camera, but for me it feels imperfect because it's really quite old and worn now, and I need to chuck it out. And it's not attachment to it, it's really the fact I just haven't got a replacement, and it's cold at the moment and I don't have that many jumpers and I haven't replaced it. And so it's a bit old and worn. It's my comfy, cozy round the house, and yet I'm coming to talk to you on the video. We've had an ongoing problem with our electrics in the house, which, you know, God willing, touch wood, all that, you know, an electrician's on the case. But my healing room is one of the spaces where the lights are affected, so it feels a bit dim. Even though I've got my lovely salt lamp, I'll just roll that round with my crystals there. Got my lovely salt lamp warming glow here. The lighting's not ideal. Now I've moved the camera. Let's go wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That feels really imperfect too. I've got a bit of the radiator in the shot. It's not the perfect shot, but I could, you know, by the time I've sat and fussed, I found this perfect framing. My moments passed for doing the video. I can hear in the kitchen my mother-in-law cooking her lunch and my husband making coffee, and he's stimming and humming really loudly. And I can hear my daughter on a video call with her friend, and moving around, enjoying life, and doors slamming. And that is simultaneously perfect and imperfect, you know, because it feels, in inverted commas, unprofessional, you know, traditionally speaking, you know, coming and showing up for you, you know, in my roughness, in my family gloriousness. But yeah, I also see the absolute perfection of that, for me to fully embrace and enjoy that, and for you to experience that too, you know. Us as we are is how you really want to receive me. I know that in my heart. And we had a day out recently, and we were wandering around town, and and my husband had taken a week off work, so it was a little sort of family break, and with that there comes in like an unspoken pressure stroke expectation, you know, of creating something wonderful, something, you know, I use perfect in the loosest possible sense, but something more, something special, you know. This is treat time, this is family time, you know. It's got this like unspoken, maybe even unconsidered, although I'm very mindful of these things, I'm always aware of it, but you know, I feel the pressure of that as mum. I hold a lot of conditioning that says I am to make this experience good. I am to bring this together. I am to create the space that makes this joyous, that makes it wonderful, makes it special. I am the one who makes it flow, the planning, the preparation, and I'm aware of all that stuff. Lots of it I've let go, but a lot of it's still there, just being aware of it, loving on myself hard, being aware of it. And I like to voice these things to you because, my humanness and approachableness gives you more permission to hold that space for yourself, but also my sharings might touch on something that invite you into your own awareness of things you carry and things you're moving through. Maybe you're aware of and maybe you're not. But we had this moment where we went into town and we were having a really nice time. And we'd been for some lunch, a coffee, mooched around the shops, just having some nice time together. But I was feeling off, I was feeling off, and in that kind of way that we do when sometimes a moon is illuminating something for us, or our cycle's illuminating something for us, or tiredness or some kind of stress or strain that we're feeling is popping through, and yet we are trying to be other, and I caught myself feeling this pressure to be something other than my complete authentic truth in that moment, that transparent, intimate presence which is in our complete authenticity, and I noticed that I was, you could say, masking, suppressing, repressing, but the way I noticed it was that tears were being held back. I could feel a lump in my throat, a strain behind my eyes. I wanted to cry. And actually, if I had been able to allow myself to have those tears, I may have moved through it really smoothly. But an unconscious part of my mind filtered my allowing that moment, that truth. And it wasn't because I was out in public or in a shop or a cafe, although I totally understand for many it may have been that. It wasn't for me. I'm okay to allow my emotions to flow in the space I'm in. It was the unconscious pressure of, this is nice time, this is special family time. And I held back the truth, which was I was happy and blessed to be there, and I was drinking it in, and I wanted fully to be present, and I felt tired, and I felt under strain, and I felt a lot was stirring and churning inside me, that in that space I wasn't supported in being able to explore and speak, and it was stirring within me, and I felt upset and I wanted to cry. All of these things were true, and my beautiful daughter, who always feels truth so deeply, in the end did, I'm trying to remember how it came about, but there was a kind of a moment where she invited that truth to come from me, and we shed tears, and then I noticed that there was guilt, frustration, shame, lots of wounding showing up in this little experience because of this conditioned pressure for this moment, you know, which for me was this family day out, but could be a birthday, could be a holiday, could be, you know, Christmas Day, could be first day at school, you know, there's no, you know, any time where we feel like it needs to be something, a special day out, whatever, you know, when we have that pressure and expectation where we think it should be one way or another, rather than allowing it to be the fullness of what it is. We have the opportunity for these situations to arise, and yet what everyone really wants from us and what we really deeply need is our truth of our presence, a true presence. The presence is being fully in this moment now. All of it, the wholeness of it, the wholeness of us, the wholeness of me receiving the wholeness of you, this moment, this environment, you know. And what a beautiful, special relationship, intimacy that creates. I want more of that. I want more of that. And I wanted to invite you into that space of exploring that with me today. And if you find that hard, that's okay. And if you find your resistance coming up in your own conditioning right now, just be present with that. You might have thoughts coming up, which you can keep. This is just an invitation to explore. Maybe what feels true and right for you is, I need to push things aside sometimes because this is my priority or this is what I'm creating. That's okay. But the space that I want to invite you to at least be in consideration of, if you feel this in your heart today, is what if I fully brought all of myself into this moment now and allowed me to be all that I am in this moment, and allowed this experience to be all that it is. Because everything really is, you know, this duality. It is light and dark, it is good and bad, it is, you know, it's the meaning and the expectations that we put on things, the filter that we put on things that make it seem like it's one or the other. Actually, everything is the wholeness, it's the balance. And that is beautiful. Hope you enjoyed this little journey into presence with me today. Thanks for coming and sharing this time with me. As always, I really love to hear where this lands for you, to receive, not just for myself, but for our community, your comments, your sharing of anything it's stirred for you, any way it landed for you, but also your questions, which I never receive as being, you know, a question for me, but more a question that you're putting out there. And we can all share together, inviting us all into layers and depths of this. Okay, take lots of care, lots of love. Thanks for being here. And I always forget to say this, but in true YouTuber style, when I remember, I like to invite you to do the things that support these videos getting out to the audience who might wish to receive them. So things like liking the video, commenting on the video, even if you just put a sticker or something, and subscribing to the channel really support me with getting through the cluttered YouTube algorithms of the, you know, the big hitting business videos. So I really appreciate these things if they feel aligned for you. And if you want to share these videos in any of your parent groups, community spaces, please feel free to do that. You can find all my contact details if you want an online session for parents, sharing some time with me with emotional freedom techniques to help you release some of your own conditioning, tensions and struggles, to have more presence. We can absolutely do that. And then you can also find all the details of my groups and spaces, places that you can find me. and come and share some more time with me. All right, thanks for being you. Thanks for being here. See you soon.